What's up, everybody? Welcome in Disconnect. Hopefully, we didn't get to start on a bad note like that. I love when you see disconnected right off the bat. I don't know. I think that's just some OBS crap. All right. Once again, welcome to the channel, everybody, and welcome to Rewards Day on Goals. Now, still alpha version, so I'm sure things are gonna change. Obviously on the pitch, but off the pitch too. Whether that's rewards, gameplay, the whole nine. Now, this is our squad. We have one upgrade we can't afford to do right here. We had several upgrades over here, right? And then I'll kind of take you through the process of how these upgrades work, right? First off, you get a good chunk of XP, like 600k XP. And so you go into your team and you'll have a ton of upgrades that triggered from this, right? You see we're close to some already right now, but that 600k triggers them. The only other way to get huge chunks of XP, it's nowhere near rewards, but it's tournaments. You get 100k. So rewards are 6 times that. Then in ranked games, you get even a smaller portion than I think it. Who knows what it is exactly, but it's very small. You're crawling in ranked, which is why every week, once you max out your ranked rewards, which you see right here, you want to get that to the top. You're better off actually playing tournaments, even just repeatedly, because you get at least 100k XP every time. So of course that's going to change. They're going to add more to the game. The Goals Devs will add more to the game than that. But for now, these rewards are still pretty good, right? So we'll look for a game right here. They're still pretty good. What I'd like to see more of is maybe even some smaller, more precise upgrades, right? The upgrades right now are random, which I actually like that because to me, I try to connect things to true football, and it's like the true development of a player. You don't know exactly how that player is going to develop, right? You can have ideas, you can have areas you want that player to improve on, but you don't know exactly what they're going to improve on. Some players blow up and have huge upgrades, others not as much. And it's the same thing with the goals upgrades. They're random. So you might get a beast player out of nowhere, right? You might have a player that has just insane stats that they just need a little bit of work from an upgrade to, go from a reserve to a bench player, or a bench player to a starter. And if they have enough upgrades, it's a good chance, a better chance that they're going to get them than other players. Some of them will surprise you, right? They don't look like they're going to be anything, and boom, they hit a huge upgrade. So if I have like an uncommon player, for example, and they have several upgrades, even if they're bad stats, I'm more likely to keep them. But the precise upgrades, if you have these different challenges, let's say it's like, plus whatever on, passing, a certain amount on passing, and maybe it's like it's going to be in the passing area, but you don't know the exact. Is it ground passing, lofted passing, or you could have a +5 on finishing, +5 on acceleration. I think those would be cool for like certain challenges too, to add on top of the weekly rewards. Obviously, more game modes, more rewards in general, but I'm saying just with the upgrades. I like the randomness of it. I don't think it would be as fun if you knew which players were going to upgrade into what, right? That's one of the cool things about it is you don't know exactly what you're going to get out of the players. You can guess, you can see the number of upgrades. I know there's a spreadsheet, I believe it was a player in the community named Enna created. Clearly great at math because I have no idea. Like, I was reading through the upgrade sheet and I couldn't quite understand it. But it's pretty much random. So you can have a system where like for instance for basic and common cards, if they don't have 4 or more upgrades, I don't keep them. Anything 3 or less, I get rid of them. Uncommon, they have to have typically 3. If they have a couple of amazing stats, I'll do 2 sometimes, but typically at least 3 upgrades for uncommons to be kept. Then rares, I'll keep one upgrade only if they have some really good stats. If not, I just sell them off. But again, it's still just all a guess. So when I go into my team, if I look at my starting lineup now, this Ruprecht, this Engel, and this Kehoe, I believe Madi too. So Madi started off high. She only had one upgrade. But Kehoe had two. I believe she came from rare and went into epic. Engel had 4 upgrades. She still has one more left. So she was a player. I believe she started in uncommon. So that's a beast upgrade that I got. Ruprecht had 2. I believe he started as a rare and went up to epic, which is good. And then the rest are pretty much the same. Like you see here, this is my only basic card that graduated up, and I'm just giving him a go over McNabb. McNabb's probably still better, but nonetheless still a pretty good upgrade. Then some of these cards here, right? Cornette will be good for tournaments. Manso's good for tournaments. Rubio has one more, but probably just a tournament player. Dumas, same thing, one more, probably a tournament player. Olguin, depending on how those two go, could be pretty good. Same with Budarak and goal. Lauterbach looks really good for a potential center back. Let me see. Aggression, strength's decent. Heading's really good. Right, defending and pace are top. So if she got out of that upgrade a little more pace, maybe some passing, a little passing, physical, and defense, even just a little bit of defense, could be a beast. You never know. Could be end up being a starter or at least a sub. So it's not like it's common that you're going to get these beastly players. However, if like the way they do it, they're definitely onto something. And if they add more specific rewards that you can earn for like specific upgrades, let's say it was like, you know, a random plus 10 on passing, plus 2 plus 10s, you know, 2x plus 10s on dribbling. So then whether it's close dribbling, sprint dribbling, first touch agility, bounce skills, or skills close dribbling, sprint dribbling, agility, whatever, any random 2, you get a plus 10. That would be cool. And then you earn the reward and you could put it on a specific player. They could also do like temporary boost, which I think those should go more for like goal streaks, tackle streaks. Like, you know, once you get 3 games in a row with 3 or more tackles, you get a plus 5. And then every ensuing game after that, you get a plus 1 on top of that, up to plus 15, or like even just a plus 5 shooting for 5 games every 5 goals or something, stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. So more performance-based bonuses that tied to, like I said, I like to tie it to real life. I think that would be cool because it would tie to like, you know, that confidence you get from playing well. So yeah, this is the squad here in the 3-5-2. No changes made. I'm working to the 40,000 to get the upgrade there, but that's kind of what I've noticed so far. Oh my goodness, I just played this player. That's the thing with these late at night rewards. You know, I open them, then I want to get a match going, and there's not always the best opponents available. But you do what you can. Right now in alpha, there's going to be this mismatch. Once full release comes, there's going to be more, like based on your ranking and stuff like that. There'll be modes where it's more open, of course, I'm sure. Tournaments and things like that, but ranked will be more focused on making better matches, I'm sure. Because a win would be huge for him, but a win for me in this does next to nothing. Right? This is a cross-heavy player. crosses coming. No run, eh? Gotta get a little better defensively there, pal. Not a bad player, though, I feel like, as he figures out goals. He's doing himself a disservice by going for these crosses all the time, though. Oh! Oh, what are you doing? Clear it. Clear it there, buddy. I had someone comment on a short that I put. I think dogging out. It sounded like they were dogging out the game. What is this? And it's hilarious to me, man. To me, that's just threatened players. That, you know how there's those players that take it personal when the football game that they play, doesn't matter how many glitches, doesn't matter how far from actual football their games go, they feel like they're like almost part of the development team. Like they're, you know, like the eFootball guys, it's almost like they act like their last name's Konami. The EA Sports guys act like they're the founders of it. Like UFL guys act like they work for Strikers. And it's insane to me because you'll speak common sense and show the things wrong with the game, and then they'll point out like, oh, look at it's cartoon characters, and you're pointing out, dude, you have smart assists in eFootball. The AI makes decisions in your game, in the game you play. Well, look at that character, dude. That's a cartoon. You can't tell me. It's like, okay, you said that already, but the football's great. Well, you guys don't even have real licenses. You know what I mean? So I see more and more comments like that. To me, it's just the threat of a game coming in that doesn't have the shortcuts that can help these players, so they'll find anything possible. And I saw the same when UFL came out initially, and the eFootball fanboys, as I like to call them, went crazy. Not as much FC, because FC's just they're just very arrogant, the FC guys. But even FC, like, they might not, the devs over there for these companies won't speak up. But you better believe they're having meetings and looking at goals, looking at the anti-time wasting, looking at the ingenious net code that makes the connection in goals unlike any other football game, right? These kind of things are without a doubt being looked at. So, even though it's not a perfect game over here, I know the devs are working hard behind the scenes, and we're going to have a great beta to kind of just that final few touches that are needed, get some more feedback, and then a great full release. Whether it happens in 6 months or not, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's crazy because even with these little upgrades that we're getting, which they've done a good job to nerf it, because some of those players that those top ranked guys have that were here, if you guys don't know, there was a upgrade system that was different previously. And so you'll see these uncommon cards with like 98 dribbling, 98 pace, 98 shooting, or a striker with 96 pace, 96 shooting, 95 dribbling, but they're an uncommon. You're like, how is that possible? I got my best shooters in 89. Well, apparently there was these beastly upgrades, back before, and now those are gone. So I'm lurking towards getting at least even just a few players with at least something that mirrors that, and I don't really have that, right? Those players, I can't even imagine. Apparently, those upgrades, your players could go above 99, and then they change that, probably for balancing purposes. Which it does make sense because those players were insane that I was seeing. Because these players are good. You can tell the difference for sure. Like when I'm playing my tournament team without the legendaries and epics, you can see the difference. I mean, there's, without a doubt, an elite dribbler, an elite passer. Like Madi, and she gets the ball stolen though. But she's an elite dribbler, elite finisher. Her finesse shots are among the best. As you can see. She's like automatic with those. Angle goes rifling down the right. Let's show you that. She's an elite dribbler and a very good finisher. Nice save. I kind of put her in a bad situation just to see if she could finish. Still not quite there. So if I had an elite header of the ball, I could tell you where like that cross seemed fine. The defender dealt with it. But if I had an elite header of the ball there, even though it was marked well, I still could have scored that. Terrible defense. Can't get those bad habits going. I got to mark that better. One of the other bad habits I have to get rid of, at least in this version, is dribbling with sprint. If you take your finger off sprint, it makes it very hard. The defenders just gotta defend it entirely differently. When you sprint, they can time it, and when the ball doesn't mean they can't take it like he just took that. He timed that well. Oh! We'll take that as a good golazo. Holy crap. Nice defense, boys. I fell asleep there, eh? Seeing it's my goal isn't to just crush this player. My goal is to prepare for the tougher matches. And not taking it easy on him will actually help him. Holy. Oh, buddy. We'll give him the ball down here. Try to win it back. Work on some defense. See, I kind of baited that. Oh. One extra touch too many. Good Shabangu. Rupert. Good Alonso. Grillo's not a shooter, that's for sure. Oh, that would have been sick. That was pretty far. decently far angle there. Alright, and that's that. Gotta get to that 40K. Gotta get to that 40K. Yeah, that's the one thing, is as good as the 3-5-2 is and as good as the coverage is in this game, defensively, you still got to be careful in some instances, right? There's still some openings, for sure. What are you finding wrong with it, buddy? Let me know the issues. Because you can go into Discord. Now, at this point, a lot of the main issues have already been provided to the devs. But, you know, that's one of the reasons they released this right now, is to help the devs find the biggest issues. It's like a stress test. But what are you finding? Alright, another lower ranked opponent. Could either be an alt account or looks like more likely a newer player that isn't playing that much. But that's the alpha for you. This is what you're going to get. These types of matchups sometimes. What can you do? What can you do? This will give me nothing but like a point. To the rankings. So again, they'll switch it. This happened in UFL too, by the way. Oh. Ah. No sides. This happened in UFL, by the way, where like I was climbing the rankings. I got to number 10 in the world, and everyone ahead of me was like Europe and South America, and it didn't matter what I did because the players I played in my area weren't high ranked. So even though I play more games and win more and stuff, I just didn't get any points for my wins and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I was done at number 10. So I would win like 20 games, right? And put a little dent in climbing the top 10. I get to like 9, 8, 7, playing so many games. They would play one game and win. And since they had more top-ranked guys in Europe, because the matchmaking was tighter there too, right? It would then lead to like one game they'd get like 5 times the points I get for all the different games I played. It didn't matter how many I played. So their system was flawed. Goal. That's my first free kick, by the way. First or second. I believe it was the first, though. I want them to still go more towards eFootball, where it would be different for every kicker. I'll read that in one sec project for every kicker, but still, not a bad system. Better than FC's, where it's like a line if you have... Look at that back post. Oh, I needed the volley. I should have touched it first. I need to get a cross goal, so maybe I could work on that. Sorry, buddy. Hate those. Make the cooldown period, guys. Make the cooldown period. Where even if I ran into him there, yeah, it might look a little goofy, but again... Goals devs do a good job of connecting what works from real football and what doesn't. Make a cooldown period. Make the players slow down. You can jog maybe or even run into the ball, but you can't tackle it yet for, like, let's say 2 seconds. It would make the game so much better. Play a guy yesterday and he continuously ran to the same spot and crossed. Yep. And he had a player that would just come out of nowhere and score a header. My defenders weren't able. Yep. So crosses and lofted through balls are both in need of nerfing. But they're well aware of that. They'll eventually get that for sure. They will eventually get that for sure. 100% for sure. Yeah, the crosses are probably the worst. Even when you watch 5v5, which is a brilliant mode, right? Crosses and lofted through balls sort of took over. They sort of took over, unfortunately. So they will take care of that. It's alpha. They're behind the doors, behind closed doors working. Remember, they were on holiday for a while. I think some of them are just now getting back, or maybe like the 15th. I think some of them aren't even back yet. So they had a much-deserved break. Maybe still are just wrapping up that break for some of them. And then you better believe they'll be back to giving us a lot of good stuff. They had this comeback weekend, so maybe they are all back now but they were just on break for sure. Just think about it, though. People got to put into perspective. Most games, no other game, a lot of games in any category, especially in football games, no other game puts out like a full release type of game in alpha, where players can play and openly stress test it, that has modes and open rankings. Like, obviously, all this is going to be wiped. These are strictly alpha teams. This is strictly for these. This version of the game will have all new squads, all new. They're going to have all the attributes aren't even in the game yet. Like, they explain what they're going to do when they add it, but they're not implemented quite yet. Because it's the alpha, they're openly working on that. If this was, wrapped up besides minor changes, it would be a full release or a beta. This is just the alpha. Then they sew up some things, and they sew up some things, and they have the beta, which is kind of a practice run of the full release, and then of course full release. So it will definitely get there for sure. Without a doubt. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be fantastic. Have a few players with 97 attacking IQ and they don't make any runs. Yeah, so the attacking AI is not on right now. Neither is the defensive AI. Those aren't even in game. So see what I mean? It's non-existent. So that's going to come into the game later as well, which will make a huge difference. They have a transfer market. They're deciding whether they want to do it or not. All the free kicks and all that are placeholders. Like, if you notice on crossing free kicks, it still lines you up for a shot, right? Oh, here we go. Here's my boy Law. We always have good games. This is going to be a great game. So, these are always good games. So, there's still a lot of good stuff to come. I got Law last time on some cheapy goals, so hoping we don't get those again. So we'll have to ask Law. I wonder if he got a player that upgraded from Epic. Is the interesting part. All right, here we go. This will be a nice change of pace. Oh, offsides. Whoa! That's exactly how we wanted to start, eh? Kind of a goofball game, huh? So far. The rebounds are terrible. What was that? I got him on a goofy one last time. Look at my defense. So yeah, defensive IQ isn't in there either, though. Go, 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 go. Oh, he tricked me. Whoa! Interesting. Good. Oh, good read. Good D. Needed that good D. I love these games for that reason, bro. Good. Come on. What kind of dribbling was that? Oh. Offsides. Damn it. One step away. Oh, I was right there. No, I was right there. Yes. Oh my god. Some games are just you're not meant to win. Oh my god, that's the second one. Some games you're just not meant to win. But I got a win off of a cheap ass game goals last time, so I almost feel like it's payback. Offsides maybe? No. Nope. No! Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm an idiot. Full transparency, I pressed the wrong direction like a moron. So I just gave up 2 goals that are, if I'm focused more, goals, right? Offsides. Should be 3-3. I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong direction. Alright, so if I come through and actually play smart this half, I'm going to get my chances, but that's what these games come down to. You got to score your chances. I pressed the wrong. I had an open net. Oh my god. I took a chance there. Took a chance there and it paid off. All right, let's do it. There it is. Yes. Good. Good. Yes. Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Crosses. I never scored. This is like the first game, but see what I'm saying, Project? Is it like that? Although if they're marked, I don't do it. Great goal. Oh, no way. This is what me and Brad were talking about on the thing the other day. Or not the other day, like after the 5v5 tournament. Good. Ah, his pressure's so good afterwards on those, dude. His pressure's so good. Come on. Good D. Good read. Oh, yes. What the hell happened? Good block. Good block. What the hell happened there? I think he hit it on against me on accident. Of course. Nice shot. Great goal. Beautiful finish. I needed to get Mahdi on those. Oh. That's the game. Oh, I needed to get that. Great game. Oh, I thought I was going to have one last chance. Beautiful stuff. I have a few players. GG Law. Where I had to make up for those missed, my missed, what do you call those? What do you call those? My missed chances. Damn, I missed that open net one in the first half. And then the, what was that? The sliding one, and then I missed that other one too, but you gotta score those. Then I hit the post on that one, and then he hit the crossbar on a beautiful finish. I gotta make up for those missed dribbles down the middle, and then I'll be fine. If I can make up for those. 97. Yeah, so that will get fixed, Project. That will get fixed 100%. Just remember it's alpha. Just remember it's alpha. That's the same thing with I'm playing like a 3-5-2. Right? I'm playing like a 3-5-2. And then there's not I have those players lined up across. That's what sucks, is that you don't have much inter-movement going on. You just kind of have 5 players across, so you have to trigger the runs in it. You have to get a little bit creative, but they'll move. Same with the players not checking to the ball. There's no way that goals isn't going to fix that, right? Because in the flow of the game, say you have an attacking midfielder receive the ball to his or her feet. You shouldn't have to take the time to move a player, call a player to move them on the right side of the defender. That should be an AI just automatic movement where they're okay. I need to be to where I can receive the ball, an option for my teammate. If you have the ball and you're passing and moving, and you have to stop and trigger them towards you, it ruins the flow of the game. And it gives the opponent a chance to get those tackle back type of situations, because you can't play the ball right away. It's just going to get intercepted. You see that a lot. So they got to fix that for sure. But yeah, it's the same thing when I had the ball like out here, and you have 3 players coming across. Usually this is a lofted through ball fest. Obviously, I'm not going to play lofted through balls because it just doesn't go anywhere. Usually this is a lofted through ball fest. Obviously, I'm not going to play lofted through balls because it just doesn't go anywhere. But that was the only game. I don't know what Law was playing. I have to go back and look. But, dude, there was players wide open. I bet you if we asked Law, he would probably say he gets cooked on those corners for some reason. Now, I don't know, are those crosses? Now, I don't know if that was just that game and I'm playing a 3-5-2. But I don't know if it was just that game and it's because I'm playing a 3-5-2, but I had like 3 guys open each time. There's no way I can't cross that ball. But obviously that's where Goals has to fix that, because just like in the 5v5, and they were playing for money too, but there was one that Brad played. It was hilarious. Familico is this Portuguese team in the 5v5. They scored like 2 or 3 crosses. Relax hadn't scored one yet at this point, I don't think. Brad gets the ball towards the corner, and he sends this moon ball to the back post. It was hilarious. Now, just like Familico or whatever, that one was marked. If you go back and rewind on mine, I was wide open. There was no header where I was marked. That's where it gets really goofy, corny, is when you go to mark them. But because they're so overpowered, right, every cross is going to be considered like, oh, you're crossing. Same with lofted through balls. They got to make it to where that's not the case. Otherwise, you're going to have opponents that have such an advantage because that's 2 big tools. So say you have a guy wide open, you triggered a great run. So you have to use it to stretch out the defense. But it's when it turns into such a problem and you have players, then you have players that are like, if you go into the Discord, it's all this. I did it last time because of the tackle-backs. You'll have players start to be like, man, I'm sorry about that. And it's like, the devs have to get rid of it to where the players don't feel like they have to make their own rules. That's the best way to put it. But in that last game, nonetheless, like the miss that I had, that open net, I made the game look silly because it was a wide open net. Well, I pointed to the back post. That was my own fault. His goalkeeper was to the other side of the goal. If I just go near post there, that's a goal. Well, I pointed at his goalie and shot. That was not on the game. That's a human error by me. I went back across the goal thinking his goalie was going to rush across. Well, the goalie didn't. And then the other one that I missed, he pretended like he was pulling the goalie out. So that was on me. But then the cross ones, if those were marked where you move your player. There was one against Ronald a long time ago where he scored it, and then I left the game because I literally moved my player to mark it. And I showed a highlight of it. You can see my player jump up for the head ball right in front of the attacker, and it just, goes through my defender. If they balance that out, then I love the crossing finishes are beautiful. Like if you see the animations on them, they're great. They're realistic. It's not like eFootball where you point and aim and it doesn't do nothing, right? It's not like eFootball where you point and aim and it doesn't do nothing, right? They just got to make sure that the defenders have a fair shot at winning those. Crosses. Not that I have like the best defensive winners of the ball, but still. Early in the morning, to my feet. And even in Alpha Stage with that, it's still the most fun game for sure, without a doubt. In my opinion, dude, I played FC. I played like one game of Champs, and that's all I could stomach. Really in the... Early in the morning, rising to my feet. Eight minutes is my record. Rising to the feet. About 20 more thousand, I can upgrade Ruprecht. But you see his jumping was good and his heading's bad. Like, these players, you see mine don't win crosses unless they're open, so that's the good news. I don't have any of those elite headers that win the ball no matter what. So at least you know if I'm winning headers, he's the only good one, but he's the crosser of the ball. He never gets headers. Unless, did he get one last game? I don't think he did. The first one I was wide open. I mean, I was open on all of them, but the three that the players that came from, I believe, were in here. None of these people are good at heading. I have one good header of the ball, and that's this, where it's 92, and even that could probably, like you see the 98 headers, 95 jumping. He has 75 jumping, 92. When you get into 90 and 90, you just serve across and they're going to win the ball. That's what they got to fix, which is probably what you're facing, Project. Damn, 65 players, no game. But for an alpha, you typically don't have to deal with this. So that's a good part. This is definitely rare. Alright, let's get into it. Celcio. Another good game. Let's do it. Ah, that was silly. Oh my god, nice wait. Why did he wait so long? What the? That was kind of goofy, eh? Ball. Gotta take my finger off the sprint button. Alright, buddy. You're getting the treatment now, buddy. You're getting the treatment now. You're getting the treatment now. Good body. They gotta fix that. They gotta fix that little delay there. See what I'm saying? There's that little delay. Oh my god. We gotta switch it up against this type of player. Alright. Halftime. Settle. Good half. Sometimes you just gotta switch it up. Oh, what the hell? So goofy. Such a goofy goal. Come on, bro. This game's getting out of hand with these little rolls and stuff. You know how certain games feel that goofiness? This is definitely one of those games. See that touch? See how long it's taken? The delay and stuff? It doesn't feel like that normally. Yeah, eat that. Oh my god, and then the shots too. Everything's stuck in the mud this game. Yeah, this player's getting the treatment. I can't dribble, I can't get anything going. Finally. We will take that one. It's like a stuck in the mud game. Good D. That was my fault. I thought I had him tricked. See how he's right on it? It's like he knows. Good. Use a wing. Giving it right back. Genius. Good. Gotta be better through ball than that. And then I lose on that with a second left. Such a dog shit player, but that's my own fault. That's what I get. Only reason I'm mad about that is just because if you go back and look at the dribbles, now watch this, pay close attention to this. Maybe you could give it to his defense, but no, that's like my 95 dribblers. Everything was like, it felt weird in that game. Even, did you see my shots too? How they weren't like, they didn't go off in time? If you go back and look at those shots to other shots, if you put it side by side, and I don't say that in any game, that's the only game. I think I've smoked that opponent before too. He's like a pretty bad player. So it's just weird when you get those. Now I'm not saying it's his fault either, but see how that shot went off and it went against the post? That's fine. But the other ones went late. The other shots would go late into the keeper. And then all he did was just rush in after. But that's fine. You'll get those games sometimes. He relied. Look at my back post there. I didn't want to play the cross though. See, that's where it gets you in your head. They need to fix those because if you're open for crosses, you should go for them and feel fine going for them. Hate losing to trash players. No offense to Celso too. He could be a great guy, but just not a very good player. You never know. Maybe I watch that back and I'm like, oh, never mind. He's a great player. Man, a lot of goofy stuff's happening today. Look at the back post. There's that volley I needed. And then they miss. See what I'm saying? It's just goofy shit's happening this whole time. Goofy shit's happening this whole day today. You're in. Great ball. Running into each other. Everything's delayed. Unless that's just my play that's causing that. It could be. You never know. I don't know how my play is causing those shots, you know, to be different. Hate that. Hate making this game look bad. I hate these goofy games. I'm going to go show you guys that other game versus Celsius so you know I'm not crazy. Unless it's a total different player, but I remember the exact game. I think I've played him a couple times. And you can tie it to my performance, by the way, too. There's no way, like... It's just some of those shots where they went straight at the goalie because of the delay there. Or, like, you know, what felt like that. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it felt like. This game never has that, ever. See, dude? I'm not crazy, guys. I had that same shot 3 times, I think, against him. And my player, like, was... Instead of shooting on the run like that, she, like, stopped. And then it went to the keeper. Dude, something was up. It's the exact same play. Now, notice this, too. Well, I missed out on that one, the defending part, but my defender reacted. It wasn't delayed to where, you know, his player got through. I didn't even have my defender there on that goal he scored the last second. I'm seeing that red bar, too. Oh, yeah, you're done. Dude, you're a joke of a player. These fucking losers. Alright, we'll do this. We'll play this way. These are losers, bro. These are the players that you play that make the game look like shit. Dog shit losers. Dog shit losers. That suck at a beta, so they fucking are at an alpha, so they gotta make the game look like shit. Yeah, I'll play the whole second half like that, you fucking loser. I'll play the whole second half like that. I think I've whooped this dude's ass before, too. It's hilarious, though, bro. It's hilarious. These type of losers will never go anywhere. They're seeping in from other games because they can do the stupid shit. It's not my fault that you got the ball stolen from you. If that's the reason you start playing like a total rat, making the game look like shit. Yeah, see, I can do this shit too, idiot. I'll do it the whole second half. Fucking loser. Yeah, see? What, when I start playing through balls, you gotta start doing that shit? I guess he blamed me for... Wait, I didn't even score on a through ball either. I didn't even score on a through ball. Yeah, so here, let's go back and look at these games. I either am going crazy, I'm having a bad day. Let's go back and look at these. Rarely do I have a day like this in goals. Let's go back and check these so I can check myself. We're going to watch all this shit out. From my shit against Law, because when I cross the ball, I want you guys to tell me, you guys call me out in the comments. So we're going to go to my... Because I'm not in this to try to... I want to be honest about the game. Okay, so let's look at these. Let's go in order against all three of these guys. I want to see why that guy quit too. Alright, let's go in order on this shit. Because it looked like he blamed me for stealing the ball against his goalie. So let's go all the way back to... Because it looked like he blamed me for stealing the ball against his goalie. So let's go all the way back to Law. Because I never have scored... You guys have seen, I never score headers. I have terrible headers to the ball. I never go for them. But that last game wasn't... The last two weren't fun. The win or the loss. So here's this one. The game against Law was fun as shit. But it sucks that I scored those three. The 3 goals. But we're going to check them. Here. So here, let's check this. So it's 2-0. Here we go. So look at the back post. I have to play this ball. Look at that back post. I have to play it. Right? I mean, there's no way you can't play that ball. I'd be an idiot not to. Look at this. Who's not going to play that ball? Alright, so we got that covered. Right? He did a good job to try to come, but that was a wide open ball. You have to play that. So then, if I don't, then what am I doing? So it's 3-1. Alright, here comes 3-2. No, I missed this one, actually. Look at this. Or no, maybe I don't. Yeah, offsides. Here's this one. No, that wasn't it yet. It's coming, though. Here it is, right here. So watch this. So let's see if I'm wrong here. So look at the back post again. Look at the back post. You gotta play that. Look at the back post. I waited longer than I should. Look at that. I mean, dude, if I don't play that ball over there, I'm an idiot. Right? I mean, look at that. I have 3 players. You can't miss there. And it actually went to the worst of the 3. But that's where lock-on can get you. Even though I powered it up, I feel like if I powered it up more, it could have went further. But he tried to come mark it at the end there, which is a good job by him. That's because Law's a quality player. So that's 2. You got to go for those, bro. Like, if I don't, then I'm just giving myself a huge disadvantage when I shouldn't have. So then here's the 3-3 one. Alright, look at this, guys. How do I not go for this? Dude, I am wide open. As wide as you can get open. Am I not? Am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. Look at this. Not even contested. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I wanted to make sure I wasn't being judgmental in this next game. So, and then he scored a great game winner. So 3 open corners. I didn't go and force it. I didn't go cut left and right and over. Right? Those were 3 legit crosses. I don't think anybody's going to look at those and say, oh, bro, your players were marked and you still played it because you're cheesing. No, those were wide open players. Okay, so good. So we're there. We got that cleared up. So now we go into this game against this fucking idiot. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying that. Well, or I'll tell you why as we play, but I want to go into this game. So Celsius. Now, I did not play good. I'm not saying I played good this game. But you can literally like see the slowness in this game in the players. Watch this. Look at the little what do you call that? The FC stuff where it's like it's glitchy. Now, that's not his fault, by the way, either. I'm not saying it is. But the way he responded, you're not going to be able to tell me, and maybe it is. Maybe it is, but I just want to show you this. So once he started cheesing, that's when I was going for that crap. It was the same with basic. But I want to make sure, so I'm not crazy about the corners. I want to see if I'm crazy about this game. We'll watch the second half of this, or at least the start. So it's 0-0 at halftime. And then you start getting the cheese every time. Look it, you can see the screen glitching out. You can see it glitching out. Now I want you to look at some of these shots where my player stops. Dude, that always flies in near post, right? That's an 86 shooter. I score with Ruprecht a lot. Not a lot, but a good amount. Same here. Look at this. Oh, no, the goalie saved it there. But that's fine. That one's fine. There was other way worse ones where I'm in on a break. And it's weird because that never really happens. Look at that. Look at the delay on that one. Hold on. You can actually see the delay on the pass. Watch this. Look at this one. Look. You can see his foot kick after. Look. Wait again. One more time. Wait. Watch this. Look when his foot kicks out. Watch this. Ready? Boom. Now look. Dude, look at my sparks. That's the player right there at the near post. That's usually a cross and a finish. Easily. Now look what happens. Look at this. He hasn't even manually marked that lane. That's going straight across. She's going to slide and finish it. I can tell you the exact everything. And look at this. Look at, watch when he kicks. Watch his foot now. Watch. He kicks right there. That's insanity. One more time in fast motion. Too far back. Just gets smoked and then look at that. Oh my goodness. What's the ping? The ping's only 100. It wasn't even bad. I play in way worse ping. Why was it doing that? That's crazy. Never get games like this. And then look at that. Look at his goal. He kicks a shit ball. Look at this. This is, you can't tell me this ain't some cheese shit. This is either low skill or cheese. Look at this. I have 2 defenders on him. Look at this. He turned into me. The first ball, if he would have turned out, I would have shut up, moved on. He turned into me. In what world does he go through me? In what world does he run through me? He did the exact wrong thing. He turned right into my defender. I'll show you again real quick. Ready? Watch this cheese. Watch this. Watch this cheese. Look. He turns right into my player. He turns right into my player. So you're telling me that there's no contact, no nothing. He's just going to, cleanly play it. Now watch. Look at that. Bro, there's no way. And it's like, dude, it's not, again, it could just be this type of player. But this type of cheese only happens against certain players. Again, if I crossed the ball and a defender was like this on my player, well, then, of course, I'm going to be like, bro, that was cheese. You saw that your player was marked, and instead of doing what a normal player does and like, find a different option, you played it anyways knowing that there was going to be cheese. This Celsius dude played either he has zero vision for the game, which is, okay, my bad. Some players, that's fine. Or he's a cheese ball. And from my view, I'm pretty good at reading this. He was cheesing the entire time. There's so much of this stuff that went on, it's too big of a coincidence. So then he turns into me, runs through my defender. This isn't an I am French moment either. This is a, bro, if you literally could move the camera around, literally running into my defender and then comes out the other side somehow. Just some cheesy dog shit. So now I'm pissed, right? Still trying to play football though, and watch what happens here. This is a perfect opportunity. When does that ever happen? When does that ever happen? That's insanity. Didn't chip it through, played a clean through ball. Look at this. Boom. Boom. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. What the fuck was this? What was this? What was this? What was this? It was perfectly played. What was this? What was this? That's a joke, guys. That is a cheeseball player getting... And how did it all happen against this one dude? I'm going to check the other games because I'm pretty sure I stopped this dude. Now, again, not saying that he could do anything, but the fact that you add this type of shit that happened, and I get these type of glitches are happening in alpha, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. They only happen against certain shit players. And I've seen it so many times, dude, and each player I've been right about. No offense to a top-rated player, but I called it on this one player, and 8 different top-rated players said, yes, that dude is known to be a rat player. That dude's known to be cheese. Look at every single time. It was just... So it is what it is. It's one game, but the one I'm talking about is Tactic 1. I actually like his takes that I see in Discord, but he plays like a total cheeseball. I'd never played him before. I seen how he played. Okay, and I think I played him one other. But I just said it straight off of my, like, I said, guys, I could be wrong here. He's a top-rated player. I give him his respect. He's like 13 in the world. But, guys, he played like total dog crap. Total nonsense. And sure enough, everyone confirmed, like, yeah, dude. So I'm usually right about this. But this Celcio guy, total and utter joke. Joke. That's just the truth. Right? I mean, the whole game was like it. So if we go to that winning goal, one to 1, 86 minute. So here it is. So look at the time left, by the way. That was right before I had a chance to, like, I think I had a chance right before this. Yeah, let's look at this. Should have played it to the left. Should have played it to the left. Look at that lag and the switching. And my switching. Let's just say, like, my decision making was a little slow, but it's always in the same game. I've switched those 1,000 different times. He had one option only. And then there was this one. And if you look at the goal, let's look how I scored. It's not like I meant to screw him over here. I wonder if he saw this goal and got mad at me. It's about to come. See? What was I supposed to do there? I just intercepted it. Okay, I didn't score there. Where did I score? I scored this next. Here it comes. So let's see what happens. He started cheesing. For some reason. He didn't start off like that. What was I supposed to do there, bro? He had plenty of time to get rid of the ball. What was I supposed to do there? Didn't celebrate it or nothing. What was I supposed to do there? Like, even if they do a 2-second cooldown, he had like 10 seconds. Alright, now let's see this. Alright, so let's go back and look at this. How am I not going to play that ball, bro? I can't play it on the ground. Or I could have maybe played it on the ground. But either way, bro, your players are way out of position. You're playing that ball. That's not a cheese ball. So did he look at this ball and go, oh, cheese ball? You know? I mean, you're seeing it yourself. Let's just go... see here. Doesn't make any sense. Here's his in game. So I told Law check my live. I had to make sure my three were as legit as I thought. Unfortunately, they were all wide open. But also, good job trying to make changes and good game winner. My next two after that were so cheesy. I would rather play you a bunch. Here I'm gonna put next two games. Games after that were so cheesy. I would rather play you a bunch. All right, so we're gonna go back to that. What was I showing? Okay, so let's go back in here. So this is that. So I don't know why he's mad at me here. I gotta play that ball. So now we're 2-0, and then everything after this felt like forced through balls. So it's 2-0. So let's check this. What the fuck was that weird ass little thing too? I'm not even mad about that one. I'm mad about that. Now was that had to be shield dribble, but they gotta fix that. So look at this, guys. You guys got look at this. This is where I Am French was doing this to me, and I didn't understand shield dribbling yet. You know, you're coming from all these trash games, but look at this. This is not where shielding should work. I'm assuming that's what happened, but look at this. He dribbles right into me. That is a tackle. You can't shield the ball when it's right in front of the defender. So this same thing happened, but I'm almost positive he pressed shield. Look at this. Guys, nobody in the right mind is going to say I don't have a right to be pissed there. And the thing is everyone knows that though. But shielding from the side, okay. Even if the animation doesn't show and it's like the player just looks like they're running. If you're pressing shield, the tackle looks like it doesn't do anything. That's fair and square. This is BS. That's the bottom line. That's total trash. That's a tackle. I mean, it looks terrible. It is terrible. The ball is not going to go through the defender there. That's not even a low defender should take that, but that's a top defender. He runs into me and comes out and scores. That's not. I mean, that's cheese. That is complete cheese. I didn't do anything like that to him. And then from there, it was just over and over again with the through balls. He's the one who scored. Like, if I scored like that on him, he'd have a right to be mad. He had the ball for 10 seconds when I stole it from him the first time. What do you want me to do? Give you all day to play it? Right, and you could tell he knows how to play football. But I went down that slope. I was that guy that would do this over and over and over, right? What the hell even happened there? Did it glitch out? The hell happened there? It like glitched out. I hope that was just this. Let's look. Dude, it glitched out in game. I didn't even recognize that though. I thought that was YouTube, guys. It glitched out. How did these guys get these? Look at this. It glitched out. I have every right to be pissed. I thought that was just like literally watch this, guys. Look, this is not just YouTube. Look at this. Watch this. Watch every time. Look at this. Watch this. It glitched out. I'm not making these things up. Who wouldn't be pissed there? But it goes so fast in game, right? Look at this. Unbelievable. That was in game. So I'm not blaming these players, but bro, you're scoring on these goofy things. And the fact that he quit after that on, I mean, look at the goal I scored. Look at this. It comes like what, right here? No, that's me watching this. This is right before he quit. So let's look at this. Yeah, so once he started playing cheesy, I mean, you've seen the goals. How would I not be mad? I guess because I got that ball, maybe? I don't know. But the way I scored wasn't. Maybe he thought it was cheese. I don't know, dude. It was such a shit game. All this glitchy nonsense that you don't deal with typically over and over. It's like, bro. So there you go. I mean, my apologies if I went overboard with some of the stuff I was saying. But to me, I feel like, I mean, what was that last goal that Basic scored? And then why did he quit at 3-2? Who wouldn't be upset? Like, when does that stuff happen? That Celcio dude. Oh, I still got to check the match history. That was a complete and utter joke. So sometimes I wonder, though, sometimes it's hard to tell, like, are these players just lower skilled and that just looks the way it does and it happens to come off? But the way it feels in game is like they know what they're doing. It just feels like that, whether it's right or wrong. But same thing when I guessed it about Tactic 1. It's like, yeah, it's long been known that Tactic 1 plays like that. And he's mighty good at it, though. It's like he knows the shortcuts, and he'll talk in Discord about them like he wants them gone. And I don't know if his take is like, hey, I'm going to abuse these shortcuts so maybe, hopefully they'll get rid of them, right? No, I don't know. Get back on side. Good win. Oh, watch this. That's how Ruprecht shoots. My goodness. Look at the power up in the last game on the miss. You can even look it up. Actually, it keeps track. So we could look it up even and see the exact power by the numbers. Like on line, they keep it. So I could see the power up, which is awesome, by the way. Shout out goals for that. That Celcio is just either the luckiest person ever or the ratty. It's hard to explain, bro, but it's always the same shit against the same players. Zero skill, just nonsense after nonsense. And no offense, Basic, but look at, bro, you saw in the highlights there. I mean, come on, bro. It seemed like he was maybe mad at me for my first goal. I don't know if he's mad at me for the second one because I played a wide. I mean, dude, What am I supposed to do? Your wing back and center back are totally pushed out of position there, bro. Who's not going to play that? Same with those crosses, but you guys have your opinions too. Tell me where I'm wrong or right. Look at that glitched out goal on his second one, was crazy. Or sorry, basics. That thing was nuts. Don't mean to falsely accuse players, but bro, what? How else do you explain that? Some of that stuff. That's a lot of accidental stuff to happen. What the fuck just happened there? I'm in the Twilight Zone. But see, I play Law a million times. This stuff never happens versus Law. Or it'll never happen versus Corb. Or it will never happen versus... Like, dude, I can go down the list. It's the same culprits that make the game look bad. It's the same culprits where this goofy stuff happens. I'm telling you guys. It's the same culprits. This pings some of the best. Like, dude, you can play up to like 250, 150, or like 200 ping. We're on 40 ping right now. In goals, you play up to like 200 fine, no problem. And you got balls like glitching out, scenes skipping. I don't know if they're called scenes or not, but whatever you want to call those, bro. This dude's just going to go for crosses the rest of the time. It's always against the same players as goofy shit happens, bro. Offsides. Out of bounds. I thought it was going to be offsides. I can do it too, baby. Oh, you're good, bro. You missed some goofy games, man. But yeah, that dude, again, it's an alpha, so the stuff you're talking about, like attacking IQ and stuff, that's normal. The attacking IQ and defensive IQ isn't even in the game yet. So those stats don't work yet. Attacking IQ and defensive IQ isn't even in the game yet. So those stats don't work yet. Those stats don't work yet. Come on, come on. I'm trying to beat out the clock. Couldn't do it. Riding on the corner, running to the music, man. Got about an hour and a half left. Should have went. Goal. She's too good at those. I needed to hit that against Law. Me and Law's games always come down to like one goal. I'd rather play Law like 10 times in a row than play some of these opponents. Like this guy going for crosses over and over, ain't helping nobody. Let's see if Sparks can hit it. Ah, too slow. But yeah, it's just so funny how the goofy stuff's always against the same players. That second goal against Basic, I've never seen that before, where it literally totally glitched out. The whole damn thing skipped. All of a sudden he was through. That never happens. Good ball movement. I wanted that to go to the winger, though. Goal. Dude, her shots are so good, it's ridiculous. I got a good video coming out today, too. I feel like it's a good video. I feel like you guys will like it. Oh, he was unlucky. He should have got that goal there. Oh, they'll address it for sure. Yeah, the attacking and defensive IQ are not activated, and a couple other stats too. So it's an incomplete game. So that's why I say, like, whenever I'm like, dude, I'm proud of getting to the top of the ranks, but it also doesn't matter because, like, the game's incomplete for one, and players are able to do goofy stuff right now in some cases. Like, it's still better than other games. You can still answer it. The great players are still going to be at the top of the rankings, but it's not full on. It's not a full on indicator of what you'll be at during the full release, if that makes sense. So that's why I always say that. I mean, you have certain stats where they're like, not in the game yet, but what will happen is this, you know? Oh, I tried to do a step over or a ball roll. You should be able to ball roll there. Oh. See, bro? Look at their shots, even there where she stopped, dude. It's so stupid. That's Celcio. You are the luckiest little... If I find out you're some type of eFootball glitch artist somehow, bro, I'm telling you, you brought your voodoo magic from that trash game over here, because that's what it reminds me of. Some lag switching ass old school FC type of stuff. Not old school, but you used to see lag switchers all the time in FC. Back before everyone turns off crossplay now. Now, let's say I play Celsius like 6 more times and he does that every time. There's no way I'm not going to be convinced that that dude ain't some type of POS shortcut taking a little cheat. That was not how goals typically feels. Like the shots, the ball rolling out of bounds before my players kick it, like that don't happen. I've played how many games? 250, close to that. Goalies can't stop there, but that was a good save. Yeah, no, UFL never addresses shit. These guys will address it for sure. For sure, they'll address it. Let's go to the leaderboard. Let's check that Celsius guy right now. Where is him at 230? There it is. Bingo. Let's check Celsius. I know I've beaten him. Let's see. Let me see the other game. We'll check the basic one first, Rivalry. I know I've played him before. No, it says I haven't. Unless it was tournaments. I know I've played this Celsius idiot fucking asshole before. I know I've played this son of a bitch. So I beat him 5-1. Oh, he's beat me twice? But look at this, though. This is what I wanted to talk. This is what I wanted to point out. He forfeited. I destroyed him. And then I guarantee if you find this game, I pointed this out, guys, how I smoked him. And then these next two felt like shit. I pointed this out, guys, how I smoked him. And then these next two felt like shit. We need to talk to other people who play against this cocksucker. I talked about this same thing. I knew the name looked familiar. Bro, I destroyed this dude. Destroyed him. Like, where if you beat someone 5-1 and you're just like half-assing it, and because they're, you know, that you can see their skills low, and the next game you can't move, you're stuck in them, all the same goofy shit happens, and then the next two I lose by a goal. Give me a break. This is something's up here. This isn't by chance. Let's look at this cocksucker's records and stuff. Look how shitty of a player he is. Let's go look at it real quick. You don't just destroy someone and then, oh, like if I lost 9-1 to Marceau. There ain't no way the next game it's gonna be even like 6-5 Marceau. People would still be like, wait, what? I might, maybe if I play my best, I can make it like 4 or 5-1. But this dude is a total POS, bro. Total POS. Total POS. So we won 5-3 there, lost 2-1. Won 4-3, won 6-2. Shooter King beat him. Yeah, I'd love to talk to some of these people that played him. I'd love to know. If I'm somehow mistaken, I want to watch these games with them. I'm going to go back and find that 5-4 one. And then I'm going to find the 5-1 and be like, okay, bro, explain these goofy things that are happening then. If you're supposedly, you know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to, who wouldn't think, put it this way, who wouldn't be like, okay, what's going on, right? People are always going to be like, what the hell? Here's this loser right here again, guarantees in stream. Now watch how he plays. Total loser, this dude. Total loser. We're coming right after him. Total loser. This Celcio. You don't get your ass kicked and then come and watch all the goofy stuff. Watch the way he plays. Played 200 games and you don't see the same shit that happens that this loser does every time. Yeah, eat that, little bitch. Great ball. What a ball. What a goal. What a ball. What a goal. Look at this. But I'm ready for it now. I know how you play. I know how you play. I know how you play. See, like right there, Project? If attacking UI is fixed, I'm good there. If attacking UI is fixed, I'm good there. I should have chipped it. Should have powered up a full chip. Ah, stupid. Oh my god, see? I'm done with this piece of shit. I'm done with this piece of shit loser, bro. I'm done playing games with this loser. Typical fucking loser piece of shit. Offsides. Typical loser piece of shit, bro. They're always the same. I'm telling you guys. Look at this. The delay starts again. The delay starts again. The delay starts again. Oh my god, I'm not even making this shit up, guys. You can't make this shit up. Fucking loser. If it's not delay, what would you call that? What would you call that? You see my players all of a sudden stopping. Look, they're doing it again. After he's getting his ass kicked. After he's getting his ass kicked, look at the glitching and shit. This dude's a total piece of shit. There's no way. Now I know for sure. That's 3 games in a row with this shit. Look how bad he is typically. Look how bad he is. It's the same way he gets the ball back every time. He doesn't make good passes. He doesn't play good football. Total loser every time. Look. Look at this. Oh, I wish you guys could feel these controls, bro. Zero ability. Look at his goal so far. Look, I couldn't switch my player there. Look at this. Loser, bro. I couldn't switch my player and he knew it. Total fucking loser. Who is this Celcio? Total loser. Everybody switches their player on that. He fucking knew. Guys, you're watching this firsthand. This piece of shit loser. This is a true piece of shit. Bro, everybody switches this. Everybody switches this. This is a true piece of shit. Look at the goals. Look at how the loser plays. And he thinks it's worth his time to do this too. What, does he think people are blind? Guys, everybody marks that ball. Everybody marks that ball. Everybody marks that ball. Look at my goals. Look at this loser's goals. Total piece of shit loser. This isn't 3 games, guys. I smoke him 5-1 in the first game. He quits. And then look how every game's gone. You're saying 3 games in a row this loser has gotten all this dog shit? Loser piece of shit. That's all he is. Loser piece of... Look at this. Look what he's doing. He's kicking the ball into my player. Loser piece of shit garbage. Look at his goals. Loser piece of shit garbage. He doesn't even know how to play soccer. Football, whatever. He probably calls it soccer. Fucking loser. Loser piece of shit garbage. That's all you are, bro. Congrats. 0 skill. 0 skill. Everything you do is garbage. Garbage player. Garbage loser. That's all you are. Garbage loser. That's all you are, bro. I can't stand these types of losers. Look. Everybody marks that off, by the way. Look at this. And then he reacts perfectly. Loser, garbage player, bro. Period. Loser, garbage player, period. Look at this. Look at his reactions. And then mine are all delayed. Loser fucking garbage. Look at this. Look at the delay. You guys probably can't even feel it. Look at that. It's only against him each time after he got his ass kicked. And it's always the same thing. After I score against him, same type of shit. Look at, oh my god, I'm done with it. This dude needs to be, like, booted, bro. I'm not even kidding. This piece of shit. Look how he makes the game look. You could play 100 games, and never will they look as bad as they do with this Celsius loser. The dude is a piece of garbage. I know it now. I knew it the whole time, though, bro. You guys have seen me play so many games. Have I ever said this about anybody else? Even Tactic 1. Loser, garbage. Can't play any type of football. Oh my god, I was on in the middle. Look where it played the ball. This doesn't happen against anybody else but this loser. This doesn't happen against anybody else but this loser, bro. This doesn't happen against anybody else but this loser, I'm telling you. Look at that. It's all delay. Oh my god, this fucking garbage can piece of shit. Look what he's doing. He don't even know how to play. Come on, buckle down. Buckle down against this piece of shit. Look at this garbage can. Garbage can loser. Look at his goals in this shit too. It's hilarious when you really look at the game. Garbage can, bro. There's no way 3 in a row, guys. If I'm wrong about this loser, I've played all these games outside of the misunderstanding with the dudes from the message where I thought they were bullies. This is a true piece of garbage. This is a true piece of garbage right here. True piece of garbage. Look, he's going to try to get me quick. Look. Look at that. And I cut back. Look at that. Oh my god, dude. I wish you guys could feel the controller right here. Look. He tried it again. Remember, he only got that goal, the one goal, because I couldn't switch my guys. How did he randomly know that? Oh my god, look at this. It's all delay garbage, and then he shoots it afterwards too as if he knows. It's such garbage, dude. Look at the delay. What am I supposed to do with this delay? Eat that, you little piece of shit. Celcio, you are a loser, bro. You are a loser. I don't care if 100 people come to your defense. I'm on to you, bro. I remember the game I beat you 5-1. Guys, you know those tournament games where these poor guys that are just starting the game you get matched with and you destroy them? That's how bad I beat this guy. I need other people to come in here. Let's see. I don't want to start this in the Discord though. I'm gonna private message. Who can I ask about this loser? I mean, shit. I'm a stream, dude. They're gonna see it on the stream anyway. I might as well, but only, dude, Dave. This is the worst of the worst. I do not face anybody like this. All right, let me take you through the history real quick. Let me take you through the history of this loser, okay? Now, remember, I've played 200-something games. The last mistake I made was against I Am French, who is a dribbling beast. But I did not know about the shield dribbling, where sometimes it looks like they're dribbling into you. So I went and showed the highlights. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, Project. But the problem... Hey, was he was wide open there, wasn't he, Project, or no? Let's double check it. I was so mad in the moment I didn't even double check. But let's double check. Because even if it was Ratty, I wouldn't care against that dude. But Dave, so I beat that dude 5-1. First time I play him, I beat him in ranked, and it was the easiest game ever. It was like a total mismatch, right? Next game I play him, it was the goofiest game ever. And then he beats me 4-3, and it was like a lag fest. And you never feel that in goals. Remember, dude, they have the best netcode. Like, everything feels great. So I'm like, dude, that was a one-off weird game. And he was a ratty player. Played like crap, but I'm like, oh, well, one-off game, right? I just match him again, and it's the same type of goofy nonsense, which I just showed highlights of. Then we go into another game. I scored 2 goals on him. He comes down, and he scores the typical dog shit goals. But what you guys aren't seeing is like, bro, I never have delay or anything like that. Like I said, the mistake I made with I Am French was he was holding the shield button, and I'm sitting there trying to tackle him, and it's not tackling. Although there was one against I Am French that was similar to that basic one where he ran into me. Right? I mean, I paused it. I showed you guys the thing so you guys can make up your mind for yourself, but it's only against that Celcio dude, the same exact dog shit that happens each time. So you tell me how you go from smoking somebody when he forfeits. Like, I'll show you the game. It would have been 10-1. He quits. He couldn't do anything. And then from then on out, I've played him 3 games. Lost 4-3, lost 2-1. Now I just tied the series with a win there. But, bro, you don't just switch like that. His skill level is terrible. Every time he scores or does something, it's from some goofy ass deal. All of a sudden, my players are shooting later, so the ball's either going wide or it's running out of bounds before I pass. Like, even if, let's say that's just, it so happens the dude lives in Ethiopia, and, you know, even though you can read the ping and it's not worse than any of my other games, something's up. There's no way, if you try to convince me that 3 games with not bad ping at all, right, are just coincidentally like that, bro, there's no way. I gotta talk to other players that play him, dude. Look at the goals he was scoring, dude. And then the basic one. What happened with the basic dude? He scores some cheese, and then the game's going fine. Then he just starts playing the second goal. It totally glitched out. He was cutting into my defender. The next thing you know, the screen drops and he's in on goal. That was the weirdest shit ever. Then I go up 3-2 and the dude quits. Like, between Celcio and that, I've never, like, I don't face those type of games. It's just so weird, dude. And it's always the same opponent. So that makes 3 games in a row after beating him 5-1 that happened against Celcio. You're trying to tell me once a coincidence, I was like, okay, one-off game. 2, I was like, oh, maybe it's just where we're located to each other. But 3 and then 4 games now, guys. 4 games. With 3 in a row being just crazy shit after I smoked him the first one. I'm willing to bet, just like with Tactic 1, that other players are going to agree here. We'll see. But I'm willing to bet. So let's go back and watch this shit. I'm willing to watch this dog shit just to show you guys the craziness. So I still want to explain that one. Look at these. Look at this is the history. So I smoked the dude. Wasn't even a contest. It was just like, it was so bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was wide open, good cross-header. Yeah, thanks, brother. Yeah, that's what I was telling Law. I was like, I made sure to check my goals. So this is King. I'm trying to get King on here. So he's somebody who hasn't been happy with the game. And I want to show him this game and see if this is what he faces a lot. But, bro, there's just no way that could be 3 in a row. That goal from Basic was crazy because the screen dropped. But, like, I don't want to say anything because I'm in the moment and you don't know if, like, maybe, I don't know. I didn't know if what happened. But there's no doubt those 2 games are crazy. I'm trying to tread more carefully because I'm a content creator, and I learned it from Brixia. Shout out Brixia. I saw his name in the Discord, got a message saying, like, dude, the goals guys in there are bullies, they're dicks, don't listen. They look at what they said to me. I showed Brixia the messages. So I went at these guys hard, and Brixio got stray bullets, and he didn't deserve it. Right? So I try to be careful for that reason. I don't want to call somebody out that doesn't deserve it. But, bro, 3 games in a row, and I thought I had played that Basic, and the same thing happened to him too. I was clearly wrong unless I played him in tournaments. So, Basic, I'll let you watch that back and look at the crazy shit that went on in that game. And then how you quit was weird. But if you came into the stream and then I made you upset by my words, dude, I feel like an asshole. But I just need to... What's going on with these games, bro? Like, those 3 goals were fucked. So let's watch this together, bro, and look at this craziness. And remember, after I smoked him 3 different times, after I smoke him 5-0 to have 3 games like that's crazy. So let's watch this. What's up? What's up, Corb? All right, so let's watch this. Corb, I actually want your opinion on this too, bro. This is the craziest shit ever. I won't go back through it and make these guys watch it again, but I just had 2 of the most rat games ever. I just won the last one. Have you played a guy named Celcio? So I beat this guy handily. Like, it wasn't even close. If he didn't forfeit, it would have been like 10-1. After that, every game is the craziest shit you could ever imagine. Dude, so check it out. So, the only good game I've had so far today was against Law, and he beat me 4-3. But here's what's fucked up. I'm going to show you it's Law, and he beat me 4-3. But here's what's fucked up. I'm going to show you these goals. I scored legit crosses. I was open on them. And I scored a legit one I'll show you in this game too. But these guys are doing crazy shit. I actually want to show you this. But what's weird is, bro, I'm feeling the difference in, like, my players slowing. Against this guy, it's so weird. I'll try to explain it as you're watching. Against the Basic guy, I don't want to go through. It'll take forever. But if you scroll back, bro, the screen just totally jumps. So 1 second, he's cutting towards, like, my defender, right? the game just blacks out. It comes back and he's through on goal. I shit you not. You got to go see it, bro. And then I went up 3-2 and he quits after going up 2-0. Then he scores some cheese. Then I go up 3-2 and the dude just quits. The dude just quits. So like I don't want to go hard on people by mistake, but 3 different times versus Celcio makes me, so I'm going to just play it. Feel like I've done enough explaining. So guys, just check this shit out from the start. So remember, at this point, I'm pissed at this dude. I know how he plays. As I'm talking about him, I match him. So it's hard for me to believe that was a coincidence. I think he was in stream, trying to be a little rat, probably. I'm thinking. So right off the bat, I know what to expect. Remember, last game, right after beating him 5-1, then losing, I thought, okay, maybe it was a coincidence. So that last game I lost to him, the first one I matched him today, I'm like, okay, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And then you saw what happened with that crazy shit. So watch this. So then I'm talking about it, showing the highlights of that game, showing the goofy shit he did, and sure enough, I match him. It's hard for me to believe he wasn't in here. So here we go. So let's watch this. How do you smoke somebody 5-0? Bro, if I lose 5-0 or 5-1 to someone and they forfeit, which means it would have been worse. Like if next game I come out and beat Marceau 5-4, nobody in their right mind would be like, oh yeah, that's normal. He beat me 9-1. Like if that, I'll find that game where I beat this dude I'm about to play 5-1 and he quit. It was probably like the 50th, 60th minute, right? So then you go to the next games and he's beating me by a goal, and then he beats me by a goal twice and I beat him by a goal on all this goofy shit. Can't switch players, can't shoot in time, can't pass in time. Only against one particular player. Right after that I face another one, then every other game is good. That's insane. So let's watch this goofy shit and I'll explain what I'm going through as I'm showing this game. And these guys make the game look terrible too, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt. 2 games in a row after beating him 5-1. 2 games in a row where I should have called his cheese right off the bat. So this is 3 in a row. So now I'm ready for him, and I'm going for blood. And sure enough, watch as it unfolds. Wide open, goal. Still wouldn't have played that against a friend, though. If I'm wide open in the run of play, I don't know. But then again, dude, they got to make it to where people aren't afraid. If you're wide open on a cross, you got to play it. But in this game, I don't even think twice about it. I don't even think twice about it. The fourth one, I know now that we checked it back, I was wide open. All right, I think Dave confirmed it up there. Let me check. I play with zoomed out. I don't like zoomed in. I like seeing more of the pitch. Project, sorry, I just saw your question. But dude, Dave, usually there's not in this game. Look at that ball, bro. Look at this ball. Pin perfect. Look what the first thing I do. I want you to remember this for the future. Look at the first thing I do on this corner. Just notice. Everyone does this. It's the first thing they do. So watch this on this corner. What's the first thing I do? Watch me real quick. Watch. Boom. Watch what I do. Look. Every corner you'll see me do that. That's the most dangerous pass they can make. Now I want you to see what happens later in the game. Magically. Someone explain that to me when it happens. You saw what I do there. You guys have, like Corbs played me. If not, you can watch all my games. Every corner I mark, that's the first thing I do. Watch what happens later. It's coincidentally against the same guy. How am I supposed to believe all this stuff is coincidences? But I'll let you guys see it first. I don't want to spoil it. All right, so watch this ball. Now, look. I'm not saying the defender couldn't have put his foot out. Me and Corb talked about that. But it's way better than his goals. Wait till you see his. Wait till you see his bullshit. It's insanity. So I'm out for blood. I'm wanting to beat this dude 5-0 like my first game against him. And then next thing you know, I start feeling the goofiness. And you'll start seeing it shift too. You'll start seeing more of that type of shit. Players running into each other again. It's always the same against these assholes. Hold on, look at the... Now, I'm not saying the ping has something to do with it, but watch the ping when that stuff happens. Tell me if that little red thing... Well, I'll be watching too, but if that little red thing pops up. God, I can't wait for the AI to be fixed. The stupid runs on those when you get in line are crazy. Defensive and offensive AI. Even if the defense still has a chance to win it, you can't have your players standing in those goofy spots. I should have got him there, because watch how he gets me later. I think this is it. Look at this. Look at this. Look how he scores. What the fuck was that? What even was that? Look at this. What the fuck was that? What even was that? Look at this. So I should have chipped it there and I probably would have scored it. But either way, watch what the fuck happens here. What even is this, guys? What even is this? So my player turning around there is goofy. So let's look at this. Why did she turn around there? So let's watch real quick, slow motion. And then his ball after this is insane. So ready? Wait. I was turned around. Hold on. I'm trying to think when I pressed this. One more time. Boom. Boom. And why not the... So I didn't press it here. So let's wait a second. I gotta remember. We need overlays, bro. I saw how to add one into OBS. But literally I have 3 different things plugged in. I have to get it. That game has to add the overlays on here. So we could see when I press this pass. So you guys can like kind of read it with me and like see what happened. But that's fine. Whatever. Dumb decision. So watch this. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What's about to happen? Watch this. So look, he dribbles it. So he purposely plays that ball. So let's just say I make a mistake. I'm not going to say nothing because I don't have overlays on. So unless I have overlays where you could see what I was trying to go for right when I pressed the pass and where it registered. So we'll go to this one. So I make a mistake, fine. What in the fuck is this, dude? This shit never happened. What the fuck was this? Okay. So he overplays the through ball. He's running with this player. But I clear the ball up the pitch. Again, I wish we had fucking overlays. I wish I had an overlay on so you could see. Why did it lock on to the one player with the defender in front of him, bro? Why did it lock on to the one player? Look at this. Literally, if he just passes it where I wanted, first of all, look in the center of the pitch. But look up the line where I wanted to go, bro. There's 2 yellows right there that could have headed it right back to my center mid, right there to the by the center half. There's 6 places to play this ball. None of which am I going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to point right at the fucking defender. If you look at the mini map, you can see my players are right there to receive the ball up the pitch. Watch what happens. What in the flying fuck, dude? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. And it only happens in these certain games. Imagine, bro, that's like some UFL shit. I don't know if you guys were playing UFL when you'd pass forward and it would go through your player behind you. You would pass to your forward and it would go to your 6 o'clock. Like you pass through the back of you. That's some shit like that. But look at this. It's always against the same fucking players. Just never makes sense, bro. 1 game, okay, maybe it's just 1 game. 2 games, okay. 3 games, bro. And next thing you know, here comes all the bullshit. It was just play after play after play from this cocksucking loser. Nice try. Way offsides, by the way. So I'm 100% on full tilt here. Every time against, so 3 in a row. Like, I've played so many games, bro, and never have all this shit happen. Only against certain players. Like the Tactic 1 dude. I was spot on, apparently, with him being a total rat. I saw that from a mile away. I was a pretty good guess there. This dude, it's more than just rat shit, though. It's like the way the game feels. 3 in a row. Because you got to remember, I smoked this dude. I mean, bro, that was 17. I mean, whatever day that was. Was that the 17th? Forgot which day it was. And then I played him like on Christmas, and then a week. It's like each time I've played him, after that, this goofy shit happened. Look at see how there's like, okay, so you saw that there. So that was, I feel like I got lucky there, though. I feel like the reactions were slower there. I think you're about to see it again. Oh, no, this is where it comes. Now watch this. Watch what he does. Watch my slowness on the player switch. So, like, it's hard to tell, but if you pull up my last 50 corner kicks, okay? So this is what I want to point out. If you pull up my last 50, maybe 100 corner kicks, maybe if I'm up, like, a lot, then I just stop giving a shit. I just don't mark it like, oh, congrats, you got it. Every single one, I marked that one dangerous ball that everybody marks. So how in the fuck is all this goofy shit happening against the same player? And then what are the odds out of all these games that the one corner in my last 100, look at the slowness of these changes. And that's the same way when he scored that game winner, that first one, the slowness of the switch to my backs, I could feel it. Now watch this, bro. This is how he scores his time goals. So you've seen the first one. It's like, oh, 3 games in a row with just cheese like that. So maybe it's a coincidence. But then the first corner out of pull up my last 100 or 200, you could probably keep going past that. Every single time I switch backwards, switch over, mark that ball, switch ball. Now watch what happens here. Ready? Boom. Where the fuck did the switch go? Where the fuck did it go? It went back forward? Look. And by the way, most players know that this gets marked and don't even look for that anymore. How in the fuck? Explain 2 things to me. In the last 100 corners, that would be marked. But here's the other kicker. He knew what was happening right here. So watch this. So in the last 100 corners, if you go check, the last 100, this does not happen to me. The last, like, 100, if you guys go back through all my games. So the coincidence that this happens against this guy, 3rd game in a row, dude. 3rd game in a row after smoking him badly. But it didn't happen against any other player. Played Law like 5 times, played Corb like 5 times, I've played other people like 2 and 3 times, played this dude 4 times, and the only person this shit happens to. But the other thing, so if you pull up all those, you guys would have to look up the odds. It's like the same as winning the lottery. Not only does the switch not work, but he goes for it. Remember the last one I was able to switch correctly? He didn't go for it because people know that you're going to mark this. He went for it right away. How in the fuck did that line up correctly? Out of each game we've played, nor me nor him have gone for this because it gets marked. That player comes running up. How in the fuck did he know because the markers don't show up on his side. He doesn't know that I'm not on the right player to switch and cover that. You see what I'm saying? 100 corners in a row. Let's just think about this. Let's go back to any other corner. Let's go back to his next one too. So 3 in a row, this guy never has done the same goofy shit each time. What are the odds, though? What are the odds that out of the last 100 kicks, literally, go look at him. Anybody can pull him up. That he finds the perfect one where he's like, you know what? I think maybe he's not going to mark this one. How is that? Bro, that's literally like a better... You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a better chance to win the lottery? If you have a 1 in 100 chance, you have to match up perfectly where the player, maybe his switching didn't work. Because what happens when you play this ball and the player marks it? Everyone knows what happens, right? You get countered. Your opponent runs through and gets to go in on a breakaway. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy to think about, bro. If you really look at the odds. So he plays this corner. Watch. He knew what he was going for right away. I haven't done this. Look, boom. Look, he knew not to go for it there. I marked it out, right? So that's right before this. But he waits perfectly. How does he know that it doesn't work there, that my switches are delayed? That makes no sense, bro. There's no way I'm believing that that's just a coincidence. There's no way. I don't know anybody that would. It's hard for me to just accept, especially against this opponent when the same goofiness. We've had like 7 corners in this series. How did he pick the exact one? He knew exactly what he wants. Well, let's go back real quick. Let's go back and look. So we're going to look at his corner before and what I did versus that corner. Let's see. All right, so here's the first one. So let's see how he called it. So let's see. Okay, so I'm there early. But look when I switched. Look when I switched here, bro. I switched at the same time. Why did it work here but not the other time? Just because the game? All right, so let's wait. I'm going to show right when I switch. Because now it's so automatic you don't even think about it. You know, you just kind of do it. Look at this. I got so lucky. Bro, I got so lucky here. I was like moving in slow motion. I was moving in slow motion. It was crazy. Like, I think you can kind of see it. You see how I was behind there for a sec? And then I caught up? It was so weird, these games against this fucking guy, bro. It's only this one player every time. So look. Boom. Right when it switches to, I'm already switched to the right guy and it's covered. So how in the fuck did this next one why was it so slow? Out of 100 kicks, this one kick. So let's watch. Boom. Oh my god, I keep missing it. See, like, why am I on that near post there? That should have never... Who the fuck would go near post there? Like, you know what I mean? You always switch to that same player. Let me see where the mistake happened. If I can do it right. I have a better one for you where there's no explanation. Boom. So it's marked. I got one for you that's crazy. That's never happened in any other game one time. You're going to be like, no way. There's no way. No one's ever seen it before. I guarantee it. Yeah, so, like, it's just crazy. Look at this, bro. What the fuck? It's just a joke, dude. It's just a joke. Again, so one guy, one player every single time. All this same goofy shit. Not one goofy thing against Law, one goofy thing against this guy. It's always the same Celcio guy. After he got destroyed. So if I beat Marceau the next game 5-4, and then I beat him 2-1, and then the next game I beat him, or he beats me 4-3 after beating me a ton, because I didn't forfeit against him. That guy forfeited. And I'm scoring, and then all that goofy. Nobody's going to look at me and be like, oh, that's just normal, bro. Great skill. Look at that. So then I score here. I think he got a normal third goal. I can't remember. Maybe it was normal, maybe he wasn't. But it just felt so fucked. And then the game winner, they said I was open, but let's check it. Let's check it to make sure. So here's my game winner. Boom. I call that cheese, actually. But he didn't switch to him, but I probably wouldn't have played that if it was somebody that I respected either. I mean, maybe. I don't know. He scored against it like me to make it 3-3 anyway, or 3-2 at least. Sorry. To make it 2-2. Then I came down and scored 3-2. Either way, goofy game. So look at this goal against Basic. The screen literally find it. The screen literally blacks out. And remind you, I just had a game against Law that was like perfect. There's no issues, no nothing. I never played this player before. So I matched only Celcio and Basic after Law. I gotta find where that Basic game was. If I can. That Basic goal was crazy, dude. Time is it? Damn, I don't know when that was. There's the first game against Celcio. There's that Basic, so I did play him already, so let's see when this is. This Basic one is so weird, dude. I want you guys to see this. So watch this goal. So this dude quits, by the way. So this is what I mean by weird, bro. Like, how do you explain, like, all this goofy shit? So I play only Celcio in Basic outside of you know, Law. So me and Law's game is perfectly normal. Look at this dude's second goal. Remember, when this happened, I was, like, dumbfounded. I couldn't believe that that's what happened. I was kind of like, dude, what the fuck? So then I go into here to show you guys. Look at this goal. This is insanity. Never have I seen this before. Ready? Watch. Watch carefully. Watch carefully. Watch carefully. Not bad ball movement. Not bad ball movement. And then watch this. It's unbelievable. Watch this. Ready? Ready? Right here. Watch. Yes, you are not seeing things like I thought I did. The motherfucker is going right, and it blacks out, and then he's going right at goal. You did not just see that. Like, that was not a mistake. That legit just happened. Ready again? Ready again? Watch this carefully. There's no way somebody's just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Check this one out. Okay, so he plays it in here, trails it back. Okay, look, going where he's going to get tackled, most likely, let's just assume. Or no, let's just not assume. But look what happens instead. Watch this. What the fuck was that? My players are all switched, and the screen blacks out. And he's through on goal. How? How? I've never, ever had that happen. Someone comment if you've ever seen it, and then show me the footage, because that's crazy. I imagine I would see, maybe people have put it in there like, hey, all of a sudden, like, I'll be, you know what I mean? Like, on his side, I'd like to see the highlight. Did it not glitch out? What were my defenders doing to get in this position? Like, when the screen blacked out. It was only a split second. But you know, things are happening so fast in game, I didn't want to say it, and then you guys be like, bro, you're on crack. That's not what. You know, because it was so quick, it's like, bro, there's no way. In case you're wondering, yes, the dude was going a total different direction, and the screen just cut out like a cutscene, and then he's going in on goal. That's not normal, bro. That's never once happened. That's not normal, bro. That's never once happened to me. And sure enough, he scores on it. And then after this, I score a pretty normal goal. I go inline, played across, score, like a typical cutback, right? And he quits the game. What the fuck? So you guys want to watch it one more time and tell me that this is just, oh yeah, this is normal. This is normal, guys. No big deal. This is normal. It's just weird how all this stuff kind of transpired, right? I mean, it's like Twilight Zone shit. Ready? Here we go again. I'll even do it at halftime. So you guys can see how crazy this is. Playback speed will go 0.25. Alright. So a lot of stuff you can just be like, it could be this, it could be this. But not this one. So I could tell he could move the ball pretty well, by the way, too. That's what was weird about some of the cheese. But watch this. Crazy, bro. It just literally cut screen. And look at the players that I'm controlling when it cut screens on me. So he does the lob through ball. Heads it back. Okay, normal. No big deal. Now watch this crazy shit. So look who I'm controlling at this time. Switch to this defender here. Okay. So I got the AI marking goal side so he can't just cut on me. And then I got my player running across in case he does the Ronald zigzag, right? Where Ronald was burning me with it. Left, right, right, left, and then shoot. And then watch what happens, bro. It's like he saw what I was doing. Look at this. It's just crazy. You guys watch for yourself. Ready? Look. What the fuck was that? Can anybody explain that? It's easy to come up with other stuff, and like Corb could even be right. Like, oh, that's just he saw that you didn't switch, or like, oh, he was the goalie. You tried to play it forward and it accidentally went left. Okay, but nobody can come up with this, which happened before all that. So you gotta understand, bro. Goofy shit. And this all happened after I played Law, where it's like, oh, like, of course these randoms come in and all this crazy shit starts happening. What was that, bro? I'd love to see it. I've been trying to keep up with the Discord. Maybe this is a common glitch that just for whatever reason never hit me. But I don't think there's a explanation for this. Because even look at where my defenders are and then how they switched, bro. The screen just blacked out. That's nuts. It just totally jumped like a good... The dude would have had to cut backwards. It just doesn't even make sense. Here it is right here. Boom, watch this. You can't make that shit up. So you guys tell me if someone's ever seen that before. But remember, this happened as a prequel to all that other shit. So my mind's already getting all fucked because of this. This was after the first Celcio game. Then all that shit I just showed you happened after this. So it went Celcio, this guy, Celcio. And then he quit after I went up 3-2. Which makes no sense. So it's just been a weird morning, bro. I haven't faced anything weird like that in a while. I wanted King to come in here. Because it's funny because he normally has a lot of... He's just not really a big fan of this game, dude. And I'm always defending the game. So I wanted to see, like, is that what he's dealing with all the time to make him not like the game? Because I've never had the screen just totally cut out on me like that. That's wild. So again, not blaming the players at all, but it's just weird how if it's the same culprit every time, you're gonna start wondering what the fuck's going on with that one player or two. Now, if King comes in and is like, bro, that's how it is for me every game, then maybe there's something there. Like, I just got lucky with my opponents. I don't know. So, I think people could explain everything but that last one, right? There's always a way to explain everything. Whether it's right or wrong, there's just a way to explain it. But for that last one, I don't think anybody's going to say, like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Give me 20, he said. Damn, I got like 30. What time do I got to roll? I gotta look what time. I'm going to use the restroom, then I'll be back. But that was wild to me, bro. The whole cutscene. Because you can't even... I hope that doesn't start happening more. Because if you look at how that went down, he was going one direction, and when the screen came back, he was going a whole different direction. I was whole different defenders. You can't stop that. If that shit starts happening, we're toast. So I'm truly hoping it's an opponent or one-off thing. But to me, that's crazy. We'll wait to see when King comes in. I want to show him and see what he said. And then I'm supposed to play. I was gonna play King in a game if we have enough time. What time is it? 7. I think leave it like 8. I think I should have a little bit of time. But yeah, I'd like to play a game against him. Check out my team real quick. 23K. 40,000. Yeah, it was just very interesting. So that Celsius guy's got like 16K. Let's see if we can find King on here. Wonder if his name's even King on here though. Let me see his name in Discord real quick. If I pull it up. Let's go check it out. Damn it, man. Doesn't say his name. I think it's King or some shit though. Oh, I'm in streamer mode, so it doesn't say the names. Okay. Whatever. I don't even know how I could find that. What that would be called, like blackout screen or some shit. To work. The best tip would be order a controller. He's playing with the mouse, bro. That's insane. You guys seen these stats, by the way? This is kind of crazy. He didn't say nothing, but look at this. 223 to 86 passes. I know what happened here, what he's showing. I don't even have to know what happened in the game because I've been this player on the right. He played all lofted through balls. Played all lofted through balls. But anyway, alright, man. Well, I gotta go eat breakfast my damn self. And then I'll be back on later. I haven't had. That was the weirdest session, bro. Dude, you guys. Someone would have to correct me, dude. I might even go up and look this up myself. But the last session that I had like that, if I look at my game history. Let's go look at it. Was I think that day, and I'm talking after like Ronald showed me all that shit and I realized that these guys weren't assholes, so I wasn't just on a warpath. I'm talking like legit playing the game afterwards, because it's different when you're enemies with some, like when you think people are just bullying a mentally ill kid. You're going to be dicks to them no matter what. Doesn't matter. They could be the best player. They could have skill. And no matter what, you're going to shit on them because you don't defend people like that. Like when I was only seeing the messages from one side, and I'm thinking they're ripping on a kid who's got problems. You're not going to be nice. So after that, so we won't count that. But after that, I think the last time that I had a session that was that, like, fucked, was against this Celcio dude. I'm almost positive, actually. So I'm gonna look into that and find it. I did have that one random win in between there. This Adelaida. So there's my last game versus Law. Remember that game where Shio was 2-1 at half, or 1-1 or 2-1. This was the end of. I played this guy twice in between Marceau, and it was just through balls. If you remember these, that was when I was defending through balls. So this Muddas like was in their chat, was like, oh, okay. So he played a 3-5-2 and just through ball. Then I did the same. It actually made the game look like shit, if you remember. So I'm glad we're past that. Even against these rattier guys, I don't even think I scored on through balls. Maybe one where that dude was wide open. But yeah, today's a weird day because no crosses either until today. Then I played this Y2. So the last shitty one would have been. None of those. It had to be that Celcio guy way back. So let's go if I go before this. This is the through. Let's call it the through ball era. This is when I still only saw the messages from the Breeze guy, Frost, whatever. I think he changed it to Kuwait. Now his shit's all deleted, so I can't read it. This is where I beat the Jolie dude. So Law beat me. I beat Jolie. And then I beat Law. Then I beat this Y2 Jericho is good too. This Tuca dude I beat, then he beat me twice. And then this Doo-Doo dude was pretty good too. But all these are fine. No problems there. I'm telling you, it's going to be the last one was against that Celcio dude. This is my last game against Suche. I beat him 5-1 in the latest one, but this one I only won 5-4. Law beat me 4-2 there. I did a breakdown of that game. He was good. This Ephemeral was mad at me about through balls. I remember this is an alternate to somebody. I forgot who. I forgot what his name is. Algerino's a good player. He smoked me there. Yeah, this is where I beat Tuca. I knew I got him at one time. I was way ahead of him at this time. So 3-2. That was that header against Ronald that I marked and he still scored. When I thought he was just like a terrible person, which he's not, by the way. A literal total BS. I remember this Henry Lyon dude. Me and Coates had 2 battles. I got him 2-1 each time, but he's a beast of a player. And that was my boy, so me and him played straight up. No nothing, all football. Yeah, dude, so outside of just defending through balls, which was a bad take I've talked about, none of these were bad. This was the last one, and then I ended up apologizing to I Am French because this is when I discovered the shielding dribble. So if you remember in this game, now I know what he was doing. I didn't then. He's holding shield down, and it looked like my defenders are just letting shit go. He was the first player I played. Because, look, I beat Algerino. I knew it. See, I did beat Algerino. How the fuck did he get me 4-0 after this? I got to play him again. He's another top player. You see his ranks right there next to me. I must have been off that next game, boy. He smoked me. This is when I thought this Floorbed King was like the best dude I've ever played, but I don't know if he just stopped playing or if he has those beastly players, if you guys remember. And then we found out that there was a different upgrade system. And so these players got these beastly players. Like, you could apparently upgrade over 100 back before. So when you see some of those beastly rankings, that's what it is. Sorry, ratings on the players. I Am French beat me 2 different times. I haven't played him again after that. I thought I'd beat out Algerino, but that's my first time checking back to see that. I'm trying to remember if there's any other ones where, and I could be forgetting, there's the other I Am French match. Like I said, he beat me twice, so there's that one. I don't know if I passed it or if I haven't found that last one against that Celcio guy. Oh, it was the day before this. I remember now it's the 17th. Celcio smoked me there. He's one of like the top rated players. You see 22-16 to 2047. I don't remember how the game went, but I remember like, dude, I was nowhere near his level. So Algerino beat me 3-1, then I beat him 2-1, then he beat me 4-0, which is crazy. I don't know why I'd have to see that 4-0 one. I'd like to play him again. He looks like a good player. But at least just by record. Like, I don't know, have any idea how he plays. Deagle Inc. Trying to see if there's any other. Here's this Celcio one where I just destroyed him. Yeah, and I remember this because this Rockman J guy just turned on the game and quit. Let me see if this tells a story about how bad I smoked this dude. 8 shots to 4. There's the games. 2-2 right now. I don't even remember Macias playing her. Wait, I played her? What the fuck? So I scored in the 2nd minute, 39th minute, and 48. So I'm up 3-0. 2-0 at halftime, make it 3-0 real quick. He makes it 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, and he just quits. 62nd. Bro, I wish you guys could have seen this. I gotta go back and find this game. It was so ridiculous how easily I beat him. And he was way ahead of me at this time. 1686 to 1612. If we look at his games, I think he's played a lot. No, he hasn't. But he was way ahead of me at the time. I don't know, man. Very weird opponent. I just want to go back and kind of show you the history there. Let's just call it very few of these streams where it's like that. So it's very interesting to me. But who knows, man? Who knows? In that basic one, I think I've played him in tournaments. It's just weird. I could play certain players over and over and over and over and over, and you never get goofy shit, screen jumping all over the place, players feeling crazy, like you'll have perfect connection, perfect, everything's perfect. And then other games, it feels that same weirdness, but it's against that same small group of people. I can't explain it, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's a little brief history, man. It's way better than if that shit was spread out, bro. Like in FC, every game you turn on, you don't know what kind of connection you're gonna get. So that's that. I'm gonna jump off. I have a video coming out in 3 minutes where it kind of explains even worst case scenario. So if you're having trouble, like my boy up here, Project, it's a good video for you, because I guarantee you, like how I didn't know against I Am French about shield dribbling, then I found out about it, and it's like, oh, that's what's going on. Same with Dave, same my boy Phil's going to be playing. Check that video out. It basically talks about worst case scenario. Here's where the game stands. Here's the certain things you need to know to be successful right now. And even at the worst case, which these things, at least a lot of them, probably all of them will be fixed, but it explains what to do, and it explains, like, even if that was the case, the game would still be better than half the shit we're dealing with in other games. So it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't know. I think it could help some of you guys. If you like it, you like it. If not, sorry. But appreciate you joining. Sorry it's kind of a weirder stream, but had a great game against Law. A couple other wins. 2 weird ones against Celcio, and that will be that. So I'll catch you guys later. Sorry, King, man, if you took too long eating breakfast, bro, but we'll play again. I want to more get your opinion on a couple of these games, because if that's what you're going through all the time, I definitely feel for you, bro. Just trying to get your side of it. But we'll get on sometime. We'll talk. We'll play. We have plenty of time. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Peace. We have plenty of time. So I'll talk to you guys later.